I woke up to fresh footprints in the snow outside my bedroom window. I live alone. In the middle of nowhere. The nearest person is 4 miles away. For 3 nights, the footprints kept appearing. Circling my cabin. Stopping at every window. I called the police. I locked every door. I thought I was being stalked from the outside. But then I found the note on my bedside table. And realized the truth was so much worse. Someone had been living in my attic. Watching me. For 3 weeks. And I had no idea. This is the story of the footprints in the snow, and the nightmare hiding right above my head. It started 3 nights ago. I'd moved into this cabin just 2 months prior. It was remote, peaceful, exactly what I needed after the chaos of city life. The nearest neighbor was 4 miles down a winding mountain road. I liked the isolation. Or at least, I thought I did. That first night, I woke up around 2 in the morning to use the bathroom. As I passed the living room window, something made me stop. Fresh snow had fallen that evening, blanketing everything in this pristine white. And there, illuminated by my porch light, were footprints. Not animal tracks. Human footprints. They came from the tree line, approached my front door, then circled around to the side of the house where my bedroom window was. Then they just stopped. Right there. Beneath my window. Like someone had stood there, watching me sleep, and then just vanished into thin air. I tried to reason with myself. It was probably a hiker who got lost. Maybe they knocked, I didn't hear it, and they moved on. It sounded reasonable, right? The next night, I made sure every single door and window was locked. I even checked twice. I went to bed early, but sleep just wouldn't come. Every little creak of the cabin settling made my heart race. At 2:17 a.m., I remember the exact time because I was just staring at my phone. I heard it. A soft crunching sound. Footsteps in the snow. I grabbed my phone's flashlight and crept to the window, staying back from the glass so no one could see me. The motion sensor light I'd installed that afternoon suddenly blazed to life, lighting up the whole yard. The footprints were back. But this time, there were more of them. So many more. They approached from the same spot in the trees, but this time they circled my entire cabin, stopping at every single window. Not just my bedroom, every window. Like someone was methodically checking each one. And they were fresh. They were still being made. I could actually see the snow crunching down in real time at the far corner of the house. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely hold my phone, but I managed to call 911. The dispatcher said a deputy would come out, but it would take at least 40 minutes given the roads and the weather. She was great, though. She stayed on the line with me. "Are the footprints still appearing?" she asked. I looked back out the window. No. They've stopped. They end at my back door. "Your back door?" Her voice changed. It got more serious. "Sir, I need you to very carefully check if your back door is still locked." My blood went cold. The back door was on the complete opposite side of the cabin. I'd have to leave the safety of my bedroom to check it. I'd have to walk through the entire dark house. "Sir," the dispatcher asked again. "I'm going," I whispered. I crept down the hallway, the flashlight on my phone cutting a nervous beam through the total darkness. The cabin was dead silent except for my own breathing and the hammering of my heart against my ribs. I finally reached the kitchen. From there, I could see the back door. It was open. Just a crack. But I absolutely knew, I had locked it. I had double-checked it. "The door's open," I told the dispatcher, my voice trembling. "Someone's been inside. Get to a room you can lock. Now." I didn't need to be told twice. I ran back to my bedroom, slammed the door shut, and shoved a heavy chair under the handle. And that's when I noticed it. On my bedside table, right next to my phone charger, was something that hadn't been there before. A small piece of paper, folded neatly in half. My hands trembled as I picked it up and unfolded it. In handwriting I didn't recognize, it said, "I've been living in your attic for 3 weeks. I'm sorry you found out this way. I'll leave tonight. Please don't look up. I have never, ever looked at my ceiling so slowly in my entire life. The attic access panel, the one I never even bothered to check when I moved in, was slightly ajar. And in the dark crack between the panel and the ceiling, I could see darkness. And maybe, just maybe, I saw the glint of an eye reflecting my phone's light back at me. The police arrived and found evidence someone had definitely been living up there. Food wrappers, a makeshift sleeping bag, and even photos. Photos of me. Sleeping in my bed, cooking in my kitchen, working on my laptop at the table. 3 weeks worth of photos. They never found out who it was. The footprints led from the back door into the forest and just disappeared where the snow ended. Sometimes, I still wake up around 2 in the morning and I wonder, did they really leave that night? Or did they just get better at hiding? I moved out the next week. The cabin is still empty. It's for sale, if you're interested. Just, maybe check your attic first. So that's the story of the footprints in the snow. What started as mysterious tracks outside a remote cabin turned into one of the most terrifying discoveries anyone could possibly imagine. Someone living in the attic, watching, waiting, documenting every moment for 3 whole weeks. And the scariest part? This isn't as rare as you'd think. This phenomenon is called phrogging, when a stranger secretly lives in someone's home. It's been reported across the country. They hide in attics, crawl spaces, even closets. Sometimes for days. Sometimes for months. It really makes you wonder, have you checked every single corner of your home? That attic you never open? That basement storage room you always avoid? What if you're not as alone as you think you are? If this story gave you the chills, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more unsettling true tales. Drop a comment below and tell me, would you have opened that note? Or would you have run without even reading it? And here's something to think about before you go to sleep tonight. When was the last time you checked your attic? Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, and maybe sleep with one eye open.